Hey everyone! So it's been a hot minute since I've done a video, and I just finished these two magazine journals, art journals, glue books, whatever you want to call them. As you know, I never cover the front anymore because I like to show you what I use, and I use inexpensive materials. I use trash to make my art. I don't believe you need expensive matte medium and all that stuff to make your art. And if you notice some little scratches and stuff on me, I had to pull up a rose bush yesterday. So yeah, I'm hurting. So this is one that I've kind of shown in the past of where I've put my backgrounds together. I usually don't do one page at a time. I usually work on the backgrounds and then come back and finish them. And this is just a simple little magazine. It's not very thick. It's put together by Staples. It's just a local freebie that you can get at the grocery store on your way out. I'm assuming just about everybody does. Yep. Knoxville. And hey, if you need a free estimate, call that number. So this is what I use, and I always try to show you what I use. And the first thing that I did was flip to the middle. And is that the middle? No. This is the middle, I believe. Maybe that was the middle. No. But anyways, I always try to like put tape on the staples to kind of help them stay together. But this little page came out after I finished it, so I just stuck some tape on it because, hey, this is my book. They're never going to be in the loo. This is for my peace of mind and for my enjoyment and my relaxation. So, let me show you what I came up with. I really like this page. I really loved this image. I just did not want to cover this up in any way, so I just made it the focus of it, and then I found this, A More Enlightened Life. I think a lot of these image on that kind of plays into that with my art, and then I love to garden. I don't know, maybe I'm a lioness inside. You're going to start seeing a lot of these dance girls because I subscribed or I asked for a catalog of dance merch because I am a dancer. And I tell you, they are like spamming me right now. So you're going to see a lot of this stuff. But I put play all day, and then I put this little cat on there, and she just looks so like whatever. This did have a big rooster on it, and I thought I was going to make that the focal point, and I don't know, I just decided not to. I do use a lot of blacks in my journal. I just think it makes everything pop. Make peace of mind an asset. I also have been doing this thing because the black is flat, so I have a big thing of chalk that I bought cheap on Amazon, and I've been using it a lot to kind of just blend in the colors and bring it together. This is Everyday Adventure Seeker, and I gave her a little ring as a crown. I don't know why. I just thought it was cute. A lot of these background images came from an old Roman book on Rome, that I tore up, and the pages are just so yummy. Again, we got a dance girl here. It says Unrivaled because my dance team is unrivaled. And I put a little butterfly on her hand. And then I had this thing with these huge words, can't take it with you. And so I just put it on there. And this is a background. This is a vinyl from Dollar Tree. And I just stuck it on there. It's a butterfly. And just put that in there. Because you know what? You can't take it with you. You might as well use it. I really love this saying of love the dream. Again, this is a dancer. But I also put like, one day we want to move to the beach. And oh, look, the chalk's coming off on my hands. And I did put some blue chalk around it. Yeah, I don't seal my pages because who cares? They're magazines. They're trash. Inspired. I tried to just play on the red theme, and this I believe was a part of the magazine, and I just painted around it. And then I found this flag in some magazine, and UFO is actually one of my husband's favorite bands. So this is kind of like almost a tribute to him in a way. I got this out of an old Ideas magazine. Do you guys remember those from the 70s? Is anybody old enough to remember Ideals? Um, yeah, they always had like poems and stuff in them for the seasons. So I cut that out of there and put that on there. This, I really didn't know what I wanted to do with it, but I guess it came out okay. This right here, guys, is my favorite tree. It's a mimosa tree. It is invasive in the South, and yet I still love it. A lot of people call it a silk tree because it has these little puffy things, but man, I love this tree so bad. Why do you have to be invasive? But I put keeping traditions alive because I felt like this was a very traditional type of outfit. And then I kind of put some oranges behind her head. And these, of course, are like just some stamps. I had a real hard time, really, really hard time with this page because I really liked these images. And I love the snake. And oh man, I went through so many images before I found what I liked. But I kind of liked her sitting on the snake, and it says, "Discover a land of wild wonder." So I guess it came out okay. But I don't know. I wish it would pop a little bit more, but I'm just hey, you're never thrilled with everything. Just kind of like this one. I love this girl in the hoop, and then I tried to cut out the inside of the hoop, and oh, it made it warp. Ah! And then she got lost on the page really bad once it was finished, so I outlined her really heavily in black. And then this was all in white, and it just looked horrible. So I put confidence is a beautiful thing. I just covered over it in black. Not what I wanted, but hey, I mean, you don't always get what you want. You know, you just go in art. This one, I really liked her kind of leaning on this little mirror that I accidentally didn't center right there. And then I just put in speak a new language. And then she just looked like she was hovering. So I had a hard time finding something for her to rest on. But I finally found these donuts, and it kind of went in with that. I love the feather stamp. This is actually a stamp I made myself with my Cricut and foam. So I really love this girl, and I wanted to use her. I just love her expression. That's why I put like sensational, because she's just so like over it. I actually love the catalog that she came out of, and I'm working on the catalog as making it an altered kind of magazine. But one of them I did cut up, and oh, I just love the paper. I love the mat of it. I love the way the models look. It's just beautiful. And then this is the last page, and I just loved her expression. I love the images on here, and I just kind of wanted to leave it on an inspirational note. So it says, don't take the same old journey, be somewhere genuine, be somewhere amazing, be changed. And that's kind of the journey that I'm on right now, is I'm really trying to make some changes in my life. And then I did do the back of this magazine simply because I had some extra images and I wanted to see how it held up. So yeah, that is the first one. This is done. It's going in my done pile. Even though I'm not completely happy with all my pages, that you're just never going to be. You know, if you're looking to make a masterpiece every time, it's not going to happen. It's just not. Let me straighten up my box. This I got on a road trip. Oh, look, my shirt. This is what my shirt says. I know you can't really see it. It says, do the thing even if your hands shake, and say the thing even if your voice breaks. And this is a shirt by my dear friend Trapper Haskins, and he wrote the book Chasing Twain, and this is his personal motto, and I've kind of adapted it as my own because I think that's pretty dang awesome. Okay, so off on the side note, this is something that we picked up on the road when we went to North Carolina at the visitor center. And it is just a little visitor's guide for Cherokee, North Carolina for last year. And I thought that it would make a really cute little journal. And it is also stapled. I didn't put... Hold on, I got a hair in my mouth. The hazards of having long hair. So I did go in the middle of this, and yeah, you can see it here, and I did put some tape right here to try to kind of over the staples to try to kind of hold it in place. I think it helped pretty well because it did get slightly chunky because I mean this was just a little magazine, but I just wanted to see how it would hold up, and the paper on this is so very yummy. It's just, there's slick, glossy, thick pages, and I wanted to use it. So as usual, per my style, I go through and add all the images and then black around them, and then I go back and add images. So I don't really usually use a lot of guys in my art. I tend to use white women because I'm a white woman, and in a lot of ways my art is me. And it's me talking to myself about something. But I've decided to kind of branch out a little bit more, use more different type of models, and not make it not all about me, but more of a general kind of thing. And I put him in here and then just put Explorer on there. He looks like he's exploring. He's happy to explore. She's over here in her little nightgown, and it says more that meets the eye. I used, this is just a little, I'm looking around for it. I don't know what I did with it. Right. A little grid. It's kind of like this. It's not this one, but I put it down and then stamped over it. Let me show you the ink that I use. I use a pigment ink, and I've got 2 of these color box. And let me tell you about this. This I've had since like 92 when I used to scrapbook, and it's still wet. It's still wonderfully pigmented, and I use it now more than ever. So you can't go wrong with Colorbox. If you want to go out and buy some ink, Colorbox is your brand unless they've changed. But I can tell you that even now, I mean, how many years old is this? Look at that. So, yeah. Love it. One of my favorites. Yeah, I just wiped it on that magazine. Who cares? One of my dance girls, and it says excellent. This is just scrapbook paper that I had that I cut out and then stamped some stuff over. And another of my dance girls, this says embrace your playtime, which for me is a dance, and I just really like the way she turned out. It's dance and gardening. I believe this was actually a part of, yeah, this was a part of the magazine. This was definitely a part of the magazines because it's about the casino that's there. So yeah, so then I used a couple of stamps in the background. Says higher standard. I outlined her in green just to make it pop a little bit. As you can see, I put this sideways, always doing strange things. Then the best, and if this is Knoxville, this is our sun sphere, and I accidentally covered up the sun sphere a little bit, but yeah. So I put the best, and because I love this image, and I love this image, and oh my gosh, I live for shirts that have thumb holes. So that is the best. I love it. Then I just added some white dots. White always makes things pop. Home. This is kind of my heritage. A lot of my family is Cherokee, so I have a lot of Cherokee in me. So this is a part of the Cherokee, and then this is to represent me as I work on my computer, and I also work from home a lot. So just a little insight. Keep it wild. Doesn't she look like Debbie Gibson? She just reminds me of Debbie. And then this little background kind of had these things, so then I just kind of took a marker and brushed this out so it kind of looks more like wings. I thought it looked pretty cool. here I am branching out. I really loved her. I loved what she was wearing. I love brown. Brown's my favorite color. It says brighter future, but she was kind of fading into the background, so I just kind of got a white gel pen and just scratched all around her to just kind of define it. And then I went through with the white and kind of just scratchy detailed other things to kind of just make it pop, but not pop as much as she did. This one was fun. It said festive because she was wearing like red. And then I just took a bottle cap with my gold ink, which I love, and just popped it all over. And I just thought it was cute because it looked like bubbles. Comfortable. I just liked the color, and I just did this in purple. I kind of pulled out the purple in this. I believe this might have been a part of the magazine. This may have been too, and I just kind of put it around and have a little bit of white. And then I just smeared some white here and there just to kind of make it pop. And then these are stamps that I have with white ink. White ink to me just doesn't work very well, but it's just a subtle kind of whitening, which I like. A little goes a long way, which I just tried to make it very simple. There's a this is a stencil of a butterfly that I used with my color box ink. This is like a stamp, and then this was from a magazine. I just stuck her on there. I really like this one, the Hidden Secrets. This was came from the magazine just as is, and I knew I wanted to use her intact just like that. And then it had this house right there, so I just said, "Oh, this is perfect. We'll just put her right there." And then this is a stamp that I used with some white ink just to kind of distress it a little bit. It says find your perfect fit. This kind of reminded me of winter, even though it's not. So, but I had this image, so I put her on there. Born under a bad sign. I thought this was cute. I really love the image. It was fun to cut out. I did a couple of techniques of trying to make her pop. I don't know that I ever really succeeded in anything, but I added some grunginess in the background. Take time to reflect. My words weren't popping very well, so I did my technique of scratching around the white, but I didn't really want to do it around her because she's reflecting. She's reflecting on her home life. I thought this one turned out pretty neat. It just says live, and I really wanted to bring in the red and the vibrancy, and this is vitamin D. So it kind of reminds me of the brightness of the sun, and that's what she's looking up to is the brightness. And then I just kind of outlined her in red just to kind of make her pop. And then look at this angry little bird. Is he just not the best? I just love this. I think this was the whole image, so I just put this down. I really didn't want to focus on this, so I stamped things on it so that it would have color, but it really wouldn't draw your eye. This would be the focus. And then I found this little girl, and she is leaning against this bird, and she's dressed in winter gear, and she's dreaming of spring, which is winter's dream. So, and the little bird's angry, I guess, because it's winter. This says life. I used that same stamp that I used over here on, no, which one? This one. I love this stamp. I got this from AliExpress, and it's like a background, just grunginess stamp. I used it with my copper. I think I said gold ink earlier, but it's actually copper ink. I love that ink pad. It was pretty cheap. This is copper color crush. Got it at Hobby Lobby. Used my coupon for 40% off. I love it. I use it for everything. Again, it's a pigment ink, so you really have to dry. It takes a long time to dry. Color boxes the same way. It takes a while for them to dry. It's really good if you have a heat gun to get it to dry a little faster. This just says life, and then I kind of just outlined her in blue to kind of just give that blue feel, and it was all driven from the background. There was a lot of blue. I wanted to bring out the blue. And then I use my little scratchy white technique, which I really like. And if I'm not careful, I would do every page like this. So I just kind of scratched her out and then did Joy. Um, yeah, I thought this one turned out pretty good. This was just a map of the Cherokee, North Carolina area. And I liked it, so I kind of blacked around it, and then I just kind of smushed some black in it. And I didn't know what I wanted to do, so I just knew that it needed a color pop. And I just pulled her out, and I thought it looked great, so I put her over here. I creased her right in the middle really good so that it would close well. Excuse me. And I think it turned out good. And then I just put trailblazers. I didn't really, I just go through my words. And sometimes if I find something that I like, I just use it. I'm looking for my words right now. Like these are my small words. I mean, look, I have got so many things. I just like will pull out something and go, whole mind, make it your mind, a better place to live. Do I want to use that? I don't know. Feel comfortable. Would that work? So, I mean, I really don't put a lot of thought into it. Take a break. Get out of here, take a break. So, trailblazers, I thought, well, that would go with the map. So, I just used that. This was an advertisement in the magazine for the jewelry that they sell in Cherokee. I did use my feather stamp on here, and you can't really see this very well, but it says enjoy the fantasy. And I just thought about, hey, fantasizing about having a lot of jewelry. Outlined her in blue to make it pop a little bit better. Really loved this girl. I love the colors that she's wearing. And it just, her pose just made me think of strength. So when I found the word strong, it really popped. It really made sense. After I put her on, I added a little bit more stencils to kind of blend in more with this. And then I used more of that mesh to kind of pop some ink through. And then I used some of my copper on there to rub just to kind of grunge it up. I like the grungy look. I like this one. This was in the thumbnail. Cast your worries away. That's what I do when I dance. I kind of outlined her to make her pop. And this is some of my favorite colors of that reddish brownish colors, which people think's crazy. Everybody thinks my favorite color is purple because my hair is purple. But that's really not true. My husband's favorite color is purple, and he has to look at me. Be kind. That is my motto. I want to be kind. I put her on there and I didn't really like what it looked like. I was like, it needs something more. So I pulled out my stencils, I pulled out my ink, and I just started putting stuff all over just to grunge it up and to really kind of make her fade more into the background to where the be kind was really what you focused on. I kind of broke one of my rules, which is I never try to put words at the same level. I really probably should have put it up here just to, whatever. And I did it again here. Obviously, I'm not paying attention to my own rules. Originally, if you could, I don't know if you can tell, I put some copper over them because I was wanting them to fade into the background, and then I was going to put like a person here, but in the end, I kind of liked their dynamic of the way he's looking at her, and they're in the fire. They're obviously traveling, and this is one of those Rome pictures, and it just looks like a foreign landscape. And it just kind of reminded me of my husband and how we love to travel, and he is definitely my true love. This was just more set on the tones of the blue of the picture, and she's wearing a lot of blue. So I tried to find some blue words just to set your course. We all should set our course. This one, no stress, easy care. I don't know. I just found it and I thought it worked with it because she looks kind of carefree. I loved the sunny, warm colors that was coming through, and I added some more copper on this. I love this photo. It's just herbs being cut up, and I kind of put it sideways. She's holding some herbs, And it says words just don't do it justice. And that's kind of the way that I feel about gardening and growing my own food and foraging for my own food. It's a joy that to be, to know that you could be self-sustainable if you needed to. Does, do you all even like me explaining the logic behind my art, or do you just want to see the pictures? Hit me up down below and let me know. Chasing Shadows, I just kind of liked the way that it looked. I added some stamps on here. Uh, just again, it was more, I saw this was more of a focal point, so I kind of made her kind of fade into the background. There was a lot of blues in here, so I played on that. And Chasing Shadows, I don't know, it to me it's also kind of like chasing your dreams, and if you don't actually work towards your dreams, they become shadows. And that just kind of reminded me of that if we do want to move to the beach, it's something I actively have to work on. Of course, be bold. I always want to be bold. um, this picture is kind of interesting because this is like a gingerbread house sideways. She looks bold. I just stuck her on there. You can put it together yourself, which is hilarious because every time I see this, I remember exactly where that came from. That came from an IKEA magazine or catalog. Um, and I don't know why. I just kind of liked her. I like the saying with that. And then I just added the stencil afterwards to kind of just give it some more depth and relax and enjoy. And they're both in their little PJs, and I like that. This is from an art magazine or catalog, I should say. Um, this, I believe, might have been a part of the magazine itself. These are more vitamin tablets. He's kind of sitting on a building. I don't know. I just think it's cute. I like them. They're a cute couple. It's me and my husband. Here we go with I Wonder. It was just the expression on her face. I believe this was a part of the magazine, and this is a lamp. So I don't know. I just put I Wonder, and it just, I can't even tell you what it means to me. It's just one of those things that come from the deep subconscious. Adventure. I love her. I think this is a great dynamic. I actually have another photo of her just like this, only it's larger. And then after I stuck it down, I immediately regretted it because these are all balloons behind her, and I wish I would have found something that went on this side to show the balloons. But hey, it happens. And then I just stuck adventure on there. This was just a piece of map that I just kind of grunged over pretty well, so you can't really see where it is or whatever. And then she looked like she's ready for a hike, ready to go out and explore. She needed something to lean on, so I stuck a little clock down here. I don't know if you can see that that is a clock. But it was just perfect, so I just stuck it on there, and it says stay, play, and explore. It's just more about me. Oh, the places you'll go. And to me, this was pretty cool because it just had all these different random images, and it's like she's thinking about it. And this is another homage to me and my husband. My cat's crying. What's wrong, Rocky Top? And it's just they're drinking. They've got some fireworks going on. With a little pinch of love. So yeah, just that picture just kind of reminded me of my husband, even though I don't drink. Just, that with the fireworks, it just worked. And then this is kind of more on this side. This page didn't really come together the way I wanted it to. I really liked the what's hot, but it didn't really work. So I stuck enduring love. That kind of goes with that. And this is just kind of bleh. But it is what it is. This one's more of I just threw some images together from a art catalog, and then her and her little dance outfit. It just says dance, and then I threw some stencils on it. I really like this one. I thought it was cool with the guys in the creek. I believe this was in the magazine itself. And then this was just an art piece I got from a magazine, and then this was something that I cut out from a magazine. So it was pretty cool because you've got the guys dreaming and then these girls kind of together. So I thought that kind of came out pretty cool. All right, we're nearing the end. These are the last two, and they're stuck together. So, see everything. This really represents me in a lot of ways as I'm growing older, and I want to go out and adventure. And then this was actually a part of the magazine, Leave Nothing to Chance. Again, it was the casino, and I just kind of put this artwork on it, and her just kind of leaning back, and that's it. So those are my two little completed journals. They're going in my completed box. I thank you for hanging around for 30 minutes to see my stuff. Please hit me up down below if you want to know anything about what I do, my process, if you have any questions, what you want to see, what you want me not to do. Give me some direction. Hopefully I'm going to put together soon of how I make my little magazine journals, like the mini ones, like these. My little mini ones. So yeah, that'll be my next one. I'm hoping to get that probably filmed today too, but right now I must go out and garden because my yard is calling me. So until next time, go out and be creative. Go use your supplies. You don't have to be an artist. Just be creative. I believe it's important for your everyday life. Bye.